In a year marked with commencement controversies comes one more tonight. Actress Jane Fonda, set to give the keynote speech this month at the UCLA School of Theater, Film and Television, and that is getting some angry reaction from veterans across the country. Earlier this week, I sat down with radio talk show host and comedian Dennis Miller for his reaction to that and so much more. Can we say it's Miller time, or is that just between you and O'Reilly?
That's O'Reilly. He's got real turfy issues.
He gets very upset when you steal things like the Kelly file.
That's sacrosanct.
So do you know Jane Fonda? Do you circulate in the same circles?
She was a great Barbarella.
Oh, but then things went south.
I think she made big errors when she quit being Barbarella. She made sense to me then.
I get the
listen, the thing about Jane is, and I don't know her, but from afar I would say this. Anytime a woman says she's a strong woman, and I see her parroting the moves of her old man all the time. Like, for instance, she's married to Roger Vadim. She's tabletop dancing at the Hotel du Cap. Then she goes over and marries Tom Hayden. She's sitting on a gun turret. And then she marries Ted Turner. I actually see her with one of those chop things on her hand at the Atlanta Brave game. I'm thinking, are you a strong man, or whatever your old man's into, you're into? It gets a little tedious. You know, to me, strong women, you know, when Ted Turner says, honey, I want you to come down, wear a ball cap, and put a big foam finger on your hand and do the chops, you go, what are you, nuts?
Right,
I'm Ted Turner. You go eat the buffalo. Or I'm Jane Fonda. You're Ted Turner. You go lead the buffalo eating burger life. I'm being an idiot. I'm a star.
She's not beloved by the large portion of American
veterans.
She has
to understand that. Listen,
but the question, does UCLA understand that? Because we've been talking about these commencement. They didn't want Condi Rice at what was it, Rutgers. They didn't want Ayaan Hirsi Ali at
God
Brandeis.
forbid somebody come out against mandated clitorectomies and enforced marriage for 12-year-olds. That's rabble-rousing.
That's too much. But Jane Fonda will likely be able to speak here.
The only way that she'll be kicked out of UCLA is if they find out in the movie Clute, where she played a hooker, one of her Johns was a rich Arab, then Ibrahim Hooper and the morons from the Care Bears will come in and start whining that it's a bad depiction of Arabs. That's how crazy the world's got. If Ibrahim Hooper comes in.
His real name is Doug.
Doug.
Just Doug Hooper. Just FYI. In any event, let me ask you this, because in the news lately has been this Bergdahl prisoner swap.
I was watching your show last night. I'm watching at the end and I'm thinking, yeah, that's the problem. I forget the guy was saying, you were nice to him, Doug, thank you for, you're always so nice. And I'm sitting at home thinking, why don't you light Doug up? I've got this moron saying the problem is Gitmo. Yeah, that's the problem. They're all cooled out over there. That part of the world's never been uptight. You know, it's Occam's scimitar. The simplest answer is the right answer. You know why they're nuts in the Middle East? They're nuts. Okay, it wasn't like they were cool all along, and we opened Gitmo and they said, my God, there's a prison. They're nuts.
It's not like we did it.
And you know what I would do? I'd shave all those guys. You know, I see that picture of them, and I look at and I go, here, our guy Daniel Pearl gets taken. They cut his head off on videotape, and then they talk about being a nation of peace. We get them down at Gitmo. They all look like they're around 235 pounds. And they've got
big
their
soccer
beards.
fields to play on.
And I'm just thinking, you know, I went to Gitmo once. I flew in and got all these overweight guys shirtless playing soccer out on the field. I'm thinking, for God's sakes, our soldiers are busting their ass protecting these morons. Keep it, you know, and these guys are out there playing soccer and getting fat.
If you love Dennis Miller, and who doesn't, you can see is it an hour of you straight, a full hour?
It's my man doing Steadicam.
I know. Look at Luke. Look at his muscles.
What are we doing?
I know, you're impressed, aren't you?
We're on the subway train in French Connection. Look at the guy's arms. It looks like Mr. Peanut's head. You put a top hat on that arm.
He's our favorite part of the show. He's really my co-host.
Jeez, take it easy.
So listen, you do a full hour, but is it by yourself, or is O'Reilly horning in on this?
No, it's by myself.
This is all you all the time.
At the end, I close out. O'Reilly and I sing Sisters from White Christmas together. But that's it.
Great number. We'll have to dump that in.
Sisters, there were never such devoted sisters.
So what's the story? It's June 13th. That's next Friday. Stand-up comedy TV special. You're just going to be sort of doing your bit, or is it?
It's called America 180. It's about how the country doesn't make sense to me anymore. It seems like common sense is heresy now. We've gotten so smart we don't even use our heads anymore.
Does it bother you, though? Because a wise man I know here at FNC once told me when you get older, your give a blank meter just changes.
Well,
you care less.
You know, I'm not ancient, but I am 60 now, and I don't really care if I'm thought of as an outlier or that. I have to call BS on certain things.
And call BS you shall in a stand-up comedy TV special premiering June 13th at 8 p.m.
You watch, Sebelius will take over the Veterans Administration. That's how crazy the country's got. Thanks for having me, Kelly.
We'll look forward to that, Dennis.
All right,
good to see you.
Good to see you.